What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Sam here. We're out here in the Daniel National Forest doing some wheeling. We got the Gladiator already out here. Haven't owned it for a week yet officially, and it's already out here on the trail. We're doing some pre-running for Jeep Jamboree. I don't know if you can hear the noise, but the cicadas are in full effect right now. But we are out here and we're just cruising along, trying to see what an extra couple feet is like on the new Gladiator. So we're just out here testing her out, seeing what's good for Jeep Jamboree. But let's get into the action. All right, I'm gonna put in a little bit of talking here. You know, I wasn't videoing, I was driving, so I didn't really get to talk to the camera and say what was going on. But we are on Sinking Creek Road. It's part of the Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway. This is one of the trails that last year my group really liked, so I made sure to get out there first thing to see how it was going to be like in the Gladiator. Also, too, you can't really hear anything because of the cicadas, so I'm going to have to put some music behind this and a little bit of me talking to drown out the cicadas. Alright, this is one of the first instances that I had about being aware of the length of this thing. So in the JK, I would just go down the middle of that, and I had, you know, bigger tires, more clearance and stuff. But now I'm going to have to be careful when I'm doing lower belly and stuff. And right here, I get too far over to the passenger side, and I'm in the dirt on the mud bank. So, scrape my fender, whatever, but gonna have to be aware of that now. Alright, so I did this little thing to try to show perspective. It's hard to show perspective in video and photo, but I'm about to start doing that because you can't even tell what I'm doing right here, because honestly the Jeep walks right up it. So RIP to Ralph's diff cover right here. I wasn't there to see this because I was already so far up the trail, but looks like he was trying to plow this rock with this diff cover. Alright, so this is another area where I should have done like a walk up at the obstacle, because there are huge ledges down here at the bottom. There's literally water running down this. It's all stone, slick rock, so should have done a walk up before to show the actual obstacle, and I'm also just trying to figure out the Gladiator right now, so I got no lockers on at the beginning. Just trying to pick a line, just trying to see what the tires are going to do, what the Jeep's going to do, and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of testing it out, playing around right now to see the capabilities of the new rig.
Right up here. Yep. Oh, too much.
Alright, the last thing we did was we did Old Fincastle Road. This is a pretty popular area. If you ever seen anything about the Data Boom Back at Your Byway or videos or anything, this is a very popular trail because of the scenery and the rocks and stuff. So just a small little rock garden, nothing too crazy. You can actually go right straight down the middle. I try to flex it out a bit and go up on this rock. You can go as far past as you want. I hit my rock slider right there, but other than that, I walk right through here. No big deal. Very small, short little rock garden. We're back next day here. You can see I'm pulling out the Jeep here to get it washed. I'm gonna just go over some stuff that I learned and how it did. As you can see here, I watched some footage back last night and I got into a mud bank and got that in there. So I gotta learn, this is like 18 feet long compared to the 4-door. So it's gonna take some getting used to. The trails we did yesterday, they're not really, I would consider hard, but they're pretty all right. For what we're gonna be doing with Jeep Jamboree, that'll be a good trail. But got pretty good muddy by compressor. Have a little portable compressor. I forgot I broke it when we moved. So that was interesting. Luckily we went with Greg and them, and he had a CO2 tank that he let me borrow, so I got to fill up with that. Walking back here, I gotta figure out a storage solution. Had my pack out stuff in here. It did fine. Had my pack outs, and then over there I got a tote with all my recovery gear and stuff in it. It does fine, but it's in the weather. I know these are weatherproof, but it's not safe storage here. If I leave it overnight or something, so I can steal my stuff. So got to figure out that, but rode really well. These freaking 2.5 inch Fox Performance shocks, awesome. They're really good. These tires actually impressed me a little bit. It was really damp and wet, and the one climb that we had where I kind of struggled, literally the water was coming down off of it. I only went to 15 psi. I could have went down to about 12 or so. Maybe that would have helped, I'm not sure. I didn't want to go too low, because if you go too low in the front, then you can't, steer very well. So other than that, did good. Gonna wash it, and that's gonna be it. All right, we got it washed up here. Not too good, but pretty good. Most of the stuff off. If I really wanted to do it right, I'd get somebody to do a detail on it, like a paint correction detail. It needs it real bad, but it also You can tell the scratches and stuff. But it also has the corrosion recall thing. So I have till August. I need to take it to a dealer and see what the timetable would be like on fixing that, because it's kind of all over the place in spots. So but other than that, got her washed. I'm actually going to do some modification to it now. That'll be in the next video. But what do you want to see? Do you want me to go over the Jeep? I didn't really go over it in the last video very well. And now that I've actually taken it out once, I can kind of do a little bit of what it needs and what I want to do to it kind of video. So if you'd like to see that, drop it down in the comments. Still trying to get it ready for Jeep Jamboree to guide. I want to take it out probably once more before then, but let's see if that happens. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, drop a comment down below, and we will see you in the next one.